everyone, this is Carolyn Speaks, State of Our World on Sunday, August 18, 2024. So what is it? Not good. World's a real mess. What are some of the headlines? Okay, hang on a moment, I will be back. Hi, I'm back. Okay, now, the world's a mess. Israel and Hamas are fighting endlessly, forever. Some of the headlines: Secretary of State Blinken visits Israel as more strikes hit Gaza. Hold Israel accountable. Stop giving them the money and the weapons. And a look ahead to this week's Democratic National Convention in Chicago. Very interesting. And look back at the 1968 Democratic Convention and its relevance today. That back then they were fighting against the having a Vietnam War and being drafted to go into the Vietnam War, and those who were drafted were those who were not students. They were people who were not college students. Back then, if you took a certain amount of units a semester, you could avoid the draft. If you just were kind of like a regular person, you didn't go to school and you were a worker, a plumber, or anything, weren't what they consider professional, you could be drafted. If you're a police officer, if you were an electrician, anything, if you weren't considered a professional, you could be drafted. So there was a protest against the Vietnam War. Now there's protests against the war in Gaza, the Gaza genocide. Okay. Also, there's after World War II, we thought we were entering a new age of freedom and enlightenment, and lately there's been a rise of right-wing parties throughout Europe, some in Latin America, and some here. We have this Project 2025 that's associated with Trumpy, where they want to create a country without people they consider undesirables. So if you're not a white European Christian, you are undesirable. They don't like minorities, they don't like people from Africa and Asia and Latin America. You have to be white European Christian. So that's what's going on now. It's also going on in Europe, and it's going on in Israel. If you're not a Hebrew with the right attitude, for instance, you have to hate Arabs, Muslims, and Palestinians to be a Hebrew with the right attitude. And the U.S. is funding their war against these people. So I don't know what's going to happen. The October 8th war, with the attack from Gaza on nearby settlements, Israel let that happen because they want an excuse to go in and destroy Gaza. And they also want to destroy the West Bank and East Jerusalem. They want to have a totally country made up of Hebrews with the right attitude. They don't want Bedouins, they don't want Palestinians, they don't want the people in East Jerusalem in their quarters, like for the Coptic Christian, the Armenian, the Greek Orthodox, and the Roman Catholic. They only want Hebrews with the right attitude, who hate everybody. Okay. Now, also, one medical device is raising questions about the FDA's approval process. There is a device for heart patients which was approved, but it's really not 100% a good choice. But they approved something that did good with some possibility of bad outcomes. So anyway, they let it go through for approval. So okay, all right. Now hang on a moment, please. I will be back. Yes. Hi, I'm back. Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams. Last Saturday night I got married. Me and my wife settled down. Now me and my wife are parted. Gonna take another stroll downtown. Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams. Sometimes I live in the country. Sometimes I live in the town. Sometimes I have a great notion. Jump into the river and drown. Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams. Stop rambling. Stop your gambling. Stop staying out late at night. Go home to your wife and your family. Sit down by the fireside bright. Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. See you in my dreams. Okay, good night, Irene. A very old song. Thank you for listening. Hope to see you again. And remember, kindness goes a very long way. Thank you for joining us this Sunday, August 18, 2024, for another Me and Caroline Speak State of Our World. Hope to see you again. In the meantime, stay safe, wear a mask, practice social distancing. When the vaccine is available and right for you, I take it. We had ours. And remember, kindness goes a very long way. Signing off on Sunday, August 18th, 2024. Good night. Stay safe. See ya.